Actually Curious and Actually Curious Happy Hour. Wow, two really interesting games that make you think. In Actually Curious, what you are doing is getting to know one another. It's less of a game, more of an experience. During the game, you will be reading off whatever's on the cards, and everyone will take turns saying their answer to it. Like, where's the fine line between urban renewal and gentrification? Everyone will say where that fine line is, and as the judge, you hand that card to a player that you like, that you thought was the most thoughtful or creative or whatever, right? Or whatever you want because you're the judge. First person to get 5 cards ends the game and wins. But this isn't necessarily about winning. This is about getting to know each other. It's a very nice icebreaker when you meet new people or have friends over, or maybe you're on a date, I don't know. You're going through the waves and notions of each card color, starting with blue as the simpler colors to read and making your way towards red, which are some very provocative concepts. With Happy Hour added to the game, they are to be played before blue. Very, very, very simple-minded thoughts. Really easy to break the ice. And then work your way through the game. Or you could just blend it all together and hope for the best. If you shuffle in play and get a red first, good luck to you. Let's check out how to play. This is Actually Curious, also including Actually Curious Happy Hour. Actually Curious is not necessarily a game. However, it is a party experience. Now, you could make it a game. There could be a winner. But mostly of all, this is just to get to know one another. And it's a very unique experience from other games I've reviewed and or played. With Actually Curious, you're getting to know one another. You want to start with the blue cards and work your way through the colors, answering questions as authentic as possible. The judge will then give the card that's being read to the player who's most authentic and thoughtful. Now, of course, that's what's needed to make it a game. However, it is just to get to know each other. It's a really fun game to break the ice and such. Now, Happy Hour is added to the game in a separate box to kind of create easier icebreakers. You could start these before you get into blue, or you can mix them all together and hope for the best. As you go through the colors, they get a little more tough, a little more thoughtful, a little more provocative. So, for example, let's say I'm the judge and I pull a card and it says, when do you feel out of place? So everybody will answer their questions, right? Oh, I feel out of place here, or I feel out of place during this, or I feel out of place because this, and that, and very existential answers. I will take this and hand it to the player that I like the most. Once a player reaches 5 cards, the game ends. How does that work? Everyone will take a turn reading a card from one color. Once everyone's had a turn with that color, move on to the next color. And continue. And as you can see, as we get a little deeper here, where is the line between urban renewal and gentrification? It gets a little thicker than the original one. What was the last time you cried? What was it about? Oh man, we're really getting somewhere here. And of course, you get the deepest ones. Can violence ever be justified? And what circumstances? Now, Happy Hour is a little more easier than that. Describe your ideal home. What are 3 crucial routines that you keep? What 12-year-old you want to be when you're 12? What do you want to be when you grow up? And as you can tell, this game is really great for icebreakers. I say this is an awesome game that you could bring out when you are going on a date or having a bunch of friends over, doing something for the family, and you just kind of want to get to know each other, or just have something to drink and play something casually on the side. Definitely something I would reach out to. I love the colors that they use. Very vibrant yet pastel colors that really are appealing to the eye. On top of being colorful, you can tell the game is very simple. Everyone's just giving their personality into their opinion and winning cards for it. But again, this isn't about winning, it's about getting to know each other, because as they say, strictly on the rules, end the game if you want, because you can always keep playing. You all take turns going through colors. When I did play this, we kind of just decided when it was time to move on to the next color. We did a couple rounds with blue since there were a lot of blues in the game. We wanted to see all the cards, and worked our way through red. And yes, as we get deeper into the game, I did find the cards were to get a little more provocative. However, I was hoping by the time I reached red, it was some very like concepts that could start some problems. You know, I was hoping for something really deep, like, oh man, this is going to be fun. This will be interesting. But it didn't actually ever reach that point, which is fine. You know, this is a game about creating friendships, not enemies. We aren't playing Monopoly here, nor are we playing Settlers of Catan. We are playing Actually Curious, where you're curious about other people's opinions, thoughtfully, provocatively, whatever you want. Is this a game for you? Well, let's find out. Do you have friends you want to get to know? Maybe you have some new coworkers you want to get to know. Do you have a date you want to go on? Maybe you just want a nice filler. Family event? I don't know. Want to just hang out, watch TV, maybe have a drink, maybe play some video games, whatever. In between, you're just talking to each other. Oh, pull up a card. Let's see what we can do next. Hey, how do you feel about this? All right, dude. This is how I feel about it. How about how do you feel about it? Because this could be played with 2 players. You can go as many as you want. It's fun. It's appealing. It's something worth owning. No reason not to. It doesn't die out. You know, the longevity's there. You may have seen these cards, but somebody else hasn't. And there's always room for growth internally and externally. So your opinions may change. It's just something to have. Well, if you think this is a game you want, go ahead and check it out. I'll put a little link in the description below. If you like this video, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next review.